Is God is a 2026 American revenge thriller written and directed by Aleshea Harris and stars Carey Young, Mallory Johnson, Vivica A. Fox, and Sterling K. Brown. The plot follows twin sisters on a mission to kill their father for disfiguring them as children in a stylish neo-western with southern gothic and blaxploitation elements. And this is based off of Aleshea Harris's 2018 play, and this is her directorial debut. The beginning introduces us to Racine and Anaya, twin sisters who live together and even work together at the same place. They're both burn victims, with Racine mostly having scars on one of her arms, while Anaya has scarring on most of her face and even a lot of her body. For their whole lives, they were pretty much led to believe that their mom had died in the same fire that scarred them, until one day they get a letter from her, saying that she's dying and wants to see her girls one last time. And of course they're reluctant to respond, but Racine insists because she created them after all, and she feels that they owe her at least that one last wish. And for all these years, she basically let the twins think that she had died in the fire instead of, burdening them with her injuries and disfigurement. She explains everything, before making one final request, that the twins kill their father before she dies so that she can rest peacefully. So I was already invested in these characters up until this point, but now it's just a total old school Western style revenge story, and I'm completely sold. I've said this before, but I'm a sucker for sister characters, like this in movies, since I grew up with two sisters myself. And I was definitely reminded of my sisters with Racine and Anaya in almost every conceivable way. My sisters used to live together, they still work together to this day, and I can promise you, if you do something to one of them, you better watch your ass. Hell, I'm the big brother in the family, but they don't need me. They never did. So the twins get in their car to drive across the country and to find this man and make him pay for what he's done. They don't know exactly where he is, and no one really does, so they have to kind of make stops, and try to get information from people, stuff like that. And as you can imagine, nothing like this comes easy. I think this is a pretty good story, and it, has some underlying themes, and probably some that I didn't even grab onto, but there is a bit of religious, or maybe not so much religious, but like a spiritual angle. Like where Racine refers to their mom as God, since she created them. And in my opinion, maybe they see themselves as the hands of God, doing the Lord's work and striking down the evildoers. But I was also reminded of the old saying, beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. I really liked, again, the twins as characters. Easily some of my favorite, written characters of the year, I'd say. I love how they both had, very different personalities, and they even have, some kind of ability where they can read each other's emotions and mannerisms to the point where it's kind of like mind reading, but they can only do it on each other. And they know exactly what the other is thinking, which kind of confused me at first, but I took it as like an exaggeration, of the closeness that twins are known for having. I also liked how they were they were twins but not identical twins, so that was cool. And we've seen so many movies, with identical twin characters. So these are twins that they don't even really look that much alike. So I thought that was cool. And personality-wise, they're completely different from each other. So they're both like on their own standalone characters. So I'm giving Is God Is a 3 out of 4 stars, and I'd easily recommend it to all fans of revenge stories, modern westerns, blaxploitation, and southern gothic type stuff. So yeah, I really, really liked this movie. I really don't have many complaints at all. There are times where it's kind of obvious that this is a first-time director, and small mistakes are made. But the only part I really struggled with, I wouldn't say really struggled with, but the only part that I might have changed if it was my story, some of the decisions made for the ending. I get why these decisions were made, for emotional impact and all that, but it kind of disappointed me. I just didn't feel like it had to go down that way. That said, it doesn't change the rest of the movie for me at all. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex.
Subscribe right now, please.